Hello, everybody, and welcome to this follow-up for TNT by Tortoise. This was a fascinating album. Reacted to it quite a while ago. I'm really behind on my backlog here of old reactions to do. I think I have 8 I'm recording today, actually. So this was January 6th, of this year that I did this, or January 5th. I don't quite remember. One of those days. Yes, so Tortoise, lots of interesting people in this band. And I'm very pleasantly surprised by how well the, what's the thing, like overdubbing or just like taping over each other, basically just everyone giving each other pieces as far as like, it's almost like a collaboration rather than like an actual like band like composing and playing together. It's really bizarre, but it worked surprisingly well. So let's take a look at the track by track on this thing. As you can see, I have it about a 4 out of 5. I think it's very solid. A little inconsistent in some places, but we can work with that. So TNT, great way to kick things off, setting the stage for all of the genre mixing that'll be going on here. One of my favorites on the album for sure. Swung from the Gutters. I love the loungy exotica adjacent vibe on this one. Still has that like feeling of unease and mystery though. 10-Day Interval is a cool drony minimal track, not a lot on its own, but it helps with the album flow. I Set My Face to the Hillside is another cool genre departure that comes out of nowhere, yet it fits with the flow somehow. I dig that spaghetti western vibe with this like exotica instrumentation. It's really cool. The Equator has some of those like synth tones that Stereolab were utilizing, which I'll blame John McEntire for. Not really to my taste, but it's not terribly long and it moves on. A simple way to go faster than light that does not work. Such a strange and like stilted motif, which makes it like borderline anxiety inducing to listen to. Effective, I guess, but I don't really like seek out this kind of vibe. Suspension Bridge. I love the progression and flow of this track. It's so chill and vibey, great guitar tone as well when it like kind of opens up into that last part. 4-Day Interval. More minimal drony stuff like before, and I feel about the same way, and I feel about it the same way as I do like the 10-Day track. Good transition music and palette cleanser for the album. In Sarah, Mencken, Christ, and Beethoven, there were men and women. What a title, man. It's a groovy mix of like lounge and like dancier house kind of stuff, It's not really a favorite, but it's pleasant to vibe out to. Almost Always is Nearly Enough is like so this is the first of these 2 drill and bass IDM-esque tracks that just don't do it for me. And like with Jetty, it's like these 2, they kind of stick out compared to the rest of the album. They're not bad though, it's just not for me, and they feel kind of clunkily placed here at the end. But then Everglade is really nice. It sort of feels like the reflections or echoes of the opening title track coming back, and brings back that like slow core Midwest guitar from TNT as well. It's a nice way to wrap up the album, but that's how I feel about TNT. Like I said, very pleasantly surprised at how effective the album is for being so disjointed. And I'm kind of curious as to like if people like came at it with like, I'm going to bring this kind of genre and instrumentation, and I'll bring this kind of genre and instrumentation. And like one person starts a track with an idea and then other people build on it. And then it's like you can kind of see like which person started which track. I don't know. It's very fascinating. I don't know if they've ever done it before or since, but it's very cool. And I want to listen to Millions. They're what was it like? How to win? How the Millions was lost and the West was won. I should have the band open right now, but I don't. Millions Now Living Will Never Die. There it is. With very similar genres, but not a one-for-one copy. It also has a 20-minute opener track, which is kind of nuts, but also has John McEntire on it, David Pajo. Anyway, yeah, TNT, solid, glad I listened to it. Come back to a handful of tracks here and there, but as for like a whole full album listen, that's like, experimental art rock, post-rock kind of a thing, not fully my flavor, but I give it credit, because credit is due. Anyway, that's my follow-up for TNT by Tortoise. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care. Godspeed.